In 1978, Italy's Aldo Moro was kidnapped and subsequently murdered. In 1986, Sweden's Olof Palme was assassinated, and the Romanian dissident Marin Groza will be the next.
It's much too dangerous. We'd be putting everything we have in jeopardy, huh?
Is there an alternative?
If this ever came to light, it would destroy us, eh?
That's nonsense. We'd be heroes. It's those who refuse to take action who'd be destroyed.
There must be another way.
There is no other way.
In the past 5 years, the world has seen the deaths of Anwar Sadat and Indira Gandhi, and an attempted assassination on the Pope. Our accomplishments are pretty impressive, I'm sure you'll agree. We are unified by one purpose, the destruction of détente. And we will accomplish that goal by any means necessary.
The plan will go forward. I shall inform the controller of our decision. I remind you to observe the usual precautions upon leaving. Thank you, gentlemen.
coming. Coming.
Bye.
No hello?
I'm in surgery in half an hour. Love you.
Promise me no more birthday parties?
Well, not for at least a year.
That champagne done me in.
You look beautiful. And you were beautiful last night. I'll see you. Bye, kids!
Morning, Mom.
Morning. Morning.
Mom, is that the new cereal you got for me?
Yeah, you love it.
No, she doesn't. I told you, I can't eat that stuff. It's full of chemicals.
It's delicious. What's this I hear about a D in that?
Figures. That's supposed to be a joke.
How do you think it looks for a college professor to have a son who's failing math?
Hey, it's okay. You don't teach math. Mom, this bread is full of preservatives. I'm not going to let the food industry ruin my health.
You haven't even eaten.
I'm late.
Wait.
I gotta go.
Wait, do you have your lunch money?
Got it.
Your books?
Got it.
Wait, what about a kiss?
Oh, yeah. Bye-bye.
Love you.
See you later.
Happy-hour traffic update with
Love
Bye,
you.
Mom. Love ya.
And we'll bring you the latest farm report from County Agricultural Commissioner Chris Gorak. On the national news front this morning, Stanton Rogers, the President's Foreign Affairs Advisor, has returned from his 10-day European trip and is meeting with the President to report on his discussions with foreign leaders. President Ellison's speech on foreign policy will be carried live by this station at 10 a.m. this morning.
Good morning.
I intend to inaugurate a new policy of cooperation, of trade, of friendship with each and every Iron Curtain country. For the problems that we share are greater than the problems that divide us.
David, what would you say is Romania's current position with the Soviet Union?
I'd say it's much stronger now. It's been a lot closer ever since Ionescu took over.
What about Afghanistan? When the Russians invaded Afghanistan, Romania was the most severe critic.
I'd like you all to keep in mind that Romania's position on anything depends on its total control. Their leader, Ionescu, is the government. He runs the country with an iron fist, which is not unusual for an Iron Curtain country. But he has survived for much longer than most dictators, and for some very interesting reasons. Don't forget to bring your essays on the Warsaw Pact countries.
Mrs. Ashley, is it true you were born in Romania?
Nope, right here in good old Kansas. My parents were born in Bucharest.
I was just interested.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing your essay on Monday.
Our controller has decided to acquire the services of someone we've never used before, an Argentinian who goes by the name of Angel.
Angel? That's rather ironic.
He has impressive credentials. The Khalistan assassination in India, the murder of the puppet Koong in Cambodia. Apparently, it was him who masterminded the assassination of those 6 army officers in Israel. The Israelis have put $1 million on his head.
How do we reach him?
All contacts are handled through his mistress, a woman by the name of Munoz. She's got an apartment in the Spanish part of Miami, Florida.
Who makes the arrangements?
Harry Lance.
Lance?
He's familiar with the Miami area. The controller's already talked to him.
It's quite odd, really.
I beg your pardon.
Well, the controller. We don't know who he is, and yet he masterminds our little organization brilliantly.
Come on, we're down 700 points already. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just can't seem to concentrate on it.
Obviously. Something bothering you, Flo?
I'm not supposed to tell. I promised that I wouldn't.
You promised who?
2 federal agents from Washington. They came to the house this morning asking all kinds of questions about you.
What kind of questions?
Well, I don't know. Was she a loyal American? Was she a good wife and mother? Was she on drugs?
What?
Drugs?
Now, why the heck would they be asking questions like that?
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know. It's about my tenure.
What?
Well, I'm up for tenure. The university does some sensitive government research on campus, and I suppose they have to check out everyone pretty thoroughly.
Tenure, that's great. Now I can retire.
Forgive me, Dean Hunter, if I'm speaking out of turn, but was there any word on my tenure?
No, nothing yet, Mary. They won't be investigating your tenure till the end of summer.
No one's been looking into it?
No? You excuse me, Mary?
Señor. Estoy buscando una mujer. El nombre es Nuesa Muñoz. Hey, es una emergencia.
Siento, señor, no la conozco.
Señor Muñoz. Are you Nuesa Muñoz?
Maybe.
Harry Lance.
So?
You got a friend named Angel?
You gonna buy me rum?
Sure thing. Hey, give us a rum here. Look, I'd like to meet with Angel.
Oh. Anna. Nobody meets with Anna.
Honey, sweet. Now you listen to me. This is real mucho dinero we're discussing here. Comprende?
And I told you, nobody talks to Anna.
Well, then how the hell does he... If I can't talk to him, how can I do business with him?
You tell me. I tell Anna. Anna say si. I say si. Anna say no. I say no.
Tell him it's a contract.
Contract? On who?
Marion Grosser, the Romanian dissident, must die.
Comprendo?
Game nearly over?
Want to join us?
Not today. Come on. Lunch is almost
Wait a
done.
minute.
Fine side, Tim.
Oh.
Daddy, you okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What?
Cut it out, you cheap shot artist, you.
Seriously, Mom, no one eats meat anymore. I mean, civilized people just don't eat alive animals.
Beth, if it's so revolting, get yourself some salad.
Hey, why don't you just go graze in the field?
Tim, eat your lunch.
I am eating. Look. Oh, you're disgusting. Why don't you leave the table then?
Why don't you just eat like a normal human being?
I am.
Can we
Stop
serve
it.
Both of them?
Both today, now.
Well, that's a terrific idea. I just don't know who'd buy them.
On second thought, I guess we'll keep them. I kind of like their father.
I'm crazy about the mother.
I'll get it. No, sit there. I'll get it.
Always at meal times.
Hello?
Is this Professor Ashley?
Yes, this is Mary Ashley.
Hold for the President.
Who?
I said, would you hold the line, please, for President Ellison?
Who is it?
I don't know. Somebody's playing a joke. It's probably Doug.
Hello, Mrs. Ashley.
Am I interrupting anything?
It's the president. I can tell by his voice.
I've been reading your series of articles in Foreign Affairs magazine, and your book last fall on Eastern European politics, and I think I agree with just about everything you proposed. I'm especially interested in your plans to take the four major world economic facts and combine them.
He's read my book.
You may be aware, Mrs. Ashley, that in line with my new plan, we have approached President Ionescu of Romania to reestablish diplomatic relations.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
The reason I'm calling, Mrs. Ashley, is that I would like to place you in nomination as my first ambassador to Romania.
Oh.
I know, of course, this is a very big decision for you, and you'll want to talk it over with your family, but I hope you take this request very seriously.
I do. Oh, yes, I do, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Ashley, and I hope you'll accept. I look forward to hearing from you. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
Well? Was it really the president?
He said he would like to nominate me as his ambassador to Romania.
You?
Ambassador to Romania?
Oh,
me!
That's unbelievable.
I don't want to go to Romania. I mean, I don't want to go to Romania. No, you're not going to Romania. Romanians.
Hey,
Dad, I am not going to Romania.
Calm
No,
down, Tim.
I'm not
Tim.
going to
Calm
Romania.
down. Sit down. Let's sit down.
I don't
Tim.
want to go. Dad, I don't want to go.
We'll talk about it, all right?
Gosh.
It's just...
My God, what an honor. Oh, hell, I don't blame them. Nobody knows more about the Eastern Bloc countries than you do. I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing.
But what?
Well, we just have to think about it very carefully, that's all. I mean, what it would do to us. All four of us.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, maybe there's some way we could work it so you could go over with the children and I could join you later.
No, no way, Edward.
I can't just leave my practice and walk out on my patients.
Of course not. I know that.
The hospital would be
Look, the
hard
fact
put to
is,
find.
it just wouldn't work. No. No, I wouldn't even want it to work.
Yeah, still,
No stills. I think it's fantastic, my being asked. I'll never forget it, but no.
We'll talk more about it later.
Nope, my mind's made up.
I just don't make a hasty decision.
Edward, my mind is made up.
Some discouraging news, Paul. Mrs. Ashley has declined the nomination. We gather there's a problem being separated from her husband. So I guess you'll have to look to the State Department.
Career diplomats, every one of them, hidebound by tradition. No, this has to be a different approach to diplomacy. I want this to be a pilot program for all the other Iron Curtain countries.
And for that, you would send a relative amateur?
It's a risk, I know, but it's a risk well worth taking. She is exactly what we need, and right now.
Paul, I hate to mention this, but you and I both know that a lot of very powerful people in the world would love to see your program fail. In any case, I'm afraid you've lost Mrs. Ashley.
We're not giving up on Mary Ashley yet. No, we'll think of something.
All right. You bring And I'll give him a name. Okay?
No, okay. You want to know the name.
All right. You think you can remember that name? Tell him. And he'll know I'm not wasting his time.
I love it when you whisper in my ear.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Do you like me?
Sure, I like you.
You want to go to bed now?
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Buenos dias.
Hey, morning.
I fix you a nice bath, and I make you breakfast.
Great.
I make omelet fantastico. And now teach me how.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about Angel. Like when do I get to meet him?
Well, I called him this morning. He'll be over soon.
Yeah?
See?
Hey, that's great.
Come on, get in the bath. Let's make you feel good.
Right.
I got a present for you.
What? I can't hear you with that thing blowing.
I got a present for you from Angel.
Oh, that's nice. What?
These. I got a message for you from Angel. You don't like the man you sent? Too nosy. Run. Yeah, sure. He tell me you do it. All right, hold on now, man. I gotta write it down. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Angel don't need no advance. Nobody cheats on her. Sure. The job is finished. Send money, State Bank, Zurich. Account number J349677. You got that? Bueno.
Oh, just heard on the radio, Mrs. Ashley. I guess now you, Alf Landon, and Eisenhower are Kansas' only political big shots.
I'm a teacher, Mr. Hacker, not a politician. And right now, I was just wondering if you could get these spots out of Beth's jeans.
Well, I'll see what I can do for her. I guess she's a real grown-up teenager now.
Beth was born a teenager, Mr. Hacker.
How's Tim?
A lot like Beth.
Okay, what is it? Oh, I don't know. Guess I'm feeling a little guilty.
Why? Because you didn't take the appointment?
Well, I feel sort of responsible. Look, what if I'd been offered an opportunity like that? I've jumped at it. Talk about your male chauvinist.
Take her somewhere. You guys never go anywhere. Go to London. Go to Paris for a couple of weeks or something.
You know, Doug, you might just have something there. Hell, I might even take her to Romania.
Can I hold the hope that that's your homework in front of you?
It's a goodbye letter to Arnold.
Goodbye? I thought you liked him.
He wanted to fool around.
Oh.
I hate that. I really hate that. I mean, I don't mind being in love, but I'm never gonna have sex.
Well, sweetheart, you're only 14 years old. Things do change.
Never. I'm never gonna feel differently about that.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's your decision.
Mom?
Yes, honey?
What'd the president say when you turned him down?
Well, I don't know his exact words, but I hear he was very brave about it. Give my best to Arnold?
All right, Professor Ashley. Lights out.
You can always tell when you've had a rough day.
Oh, yeah, that's the spot. Oh.
Well?
Oh, soldier from Fort Riley. Getting close to losing him. And this afternoon, I treated a 13-year-old girl with genital herpes.
Dear.
Makes me worry about Beth.
You don't have to. She's planning to die a virgin. That's nice.
That's delicious. Any regrets today about turning down the job? I love you, Mary Ashley. I'm about to make you an offer you can't refuse.
I accept. I accept.
What's the matter?
Bloody limousines. This place is closed on Monday.
Never mind.
The dissident Marin Groza has been terminated by the assassin known as Angel. Has Mary Ashley accepted the appointment?
The Ashley woman has declined the post as ambassador to Romania. Though I am led to believe that the situation can be rectified.
Is she really that essential to us?
The controller can think of no one else who would suit our purpose so well.
Hanson, this is Hyde White, MI5. I'd like you to tell him what you told me.
Well, sir, the castle were closed, see? And I hear all these limousines. I counted 7 of them. They come and went. Zip, 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 zip. God only knows what was going on.
And what were you doing there?
Oh, well, sir, my girl Annie and I, we were under a tree and we were having a picnic and well,
Hanson,
you know how one...
did you get the license number?
Oh, yes, sir, I got 2 of them.
All right, Constable, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
As it happens, Inspector, the occasion was nothing more sinister than a royal function being planned without the press being aware of it. A good man, that, however. I'm going to see if he can be transferred to a better position. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Hello? Yes, he's here. Wait, just a minute. It's a friend of Pete Grimes. He says Pete's having a heart attack. Says he's in a lot of pain.
10 to 1, it's his damn ulcer acting up again. Dr. Ashley. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, I'm on my way.
I think my car's blocking yours.
Yeah, well, I'll take that.
Hello? I'm sorry, I don't... What?
Miss Ashley, please don't go on.
Let go.
I wouldn't do that. Please.
What happened?
I'm afraid he ran a stop sign. You see, this army truck was coming by, and well, it looks like he tried to avoid him. But your husband just pulled right out in front.
No. No, my husband was a careful driver. He never...
I'm awfully sorry, ma'am, but we have witnesses, a Colonel Jenkins who happened to be passing by, and, well, of course, the Army truck driver, Sergeant Lee from Fort Riley, and, well, they both say the same thing, that your husband ran the stop sign. I guess I'll have you taken back home now, ma'am. What's the name of your family doctor?
Edward Ashley. Edward Ashley is my family doctor.
Kids, wait. Kids, wait a minute. Just wait.
They know.
How you doing?
I'd never been sailing.
What?
When we met, he said, "Do you like to sail?" So we went to the lake that morning. A week later, we were married. You know why I married you, lady? You laughed a lot.
You passed the test and you didn't fall overboard.
Beats me. Beats the hell out of me, Jake.
Now, what's that, John?
There's 1048 on the Ashley accident. The guy had no accident record. The only ticket he ever got was for illegal parking.
So?
Well, the tire marks. They bother me, Jake. They just don't add up.
Well, I thought there were witnesses.
Yeah, well, we had the guy that was driving the truck, but he could have been covering for himself.
What about the other one, the colonel?
Yeah, the more I thought about him, the more I wondered what the hell he was doing out there at 3:30 in the morning. So I called the Army CID investigator to talk to that colonel. They transferred him overseas, some big promotion.
Well, what about the truck driver?
Well, they found him in the barracks yesterday afternoon. Fatal heart attack, they said. The guy was only 29 years old.
John, what are you thinking?
Make any difference what I'm thinking, Jake. This case is closed.
Up, rolls to his left, fires the football. It's complete at the 50-yard line. Eric Mack is to the 45, to the 43. First and 10, Kansas State. The tackle was by Billy Wilson, the cornerback, but Eric Mack made the catch right over the middle, making
I rang. I guess you didn't hear me.
and then getting the first down. John Cadillac likes that figure. That's great. First down.
I made you a meatloaf for you and the kids. I thought you might enjoy it.
To the right side, split in left. Wild and Witherspoon now in the game. Here's Dickey on the reverse to Witherspoon. He'll come to the left side. He's
You know, that way you don't have to cook tonight or anything.
First and goal, Kansas State.
I'll just leave it in the kitchen.
Great call on. We'll send a split end wide to the left side in Kevin Pierce. To the right is Reuben Eccles. He'll be picked up by Jim.
She hardly knew I was there. She was concentrating on that game so much. It was spooky.
Well, Mary hates football.
I know that. Don't you think I know that?
Well, it was Edward who watched all the games.
Doug, I know that.
I'm sorry.
Yes?
Mrs. Ashley, I'm Stanton Rogers.
Yes, I know.
May I speak with you a moment, please?
Please, come in.
Forgive me for intruding upon your privacy, but the President asked me to visit you personally.
It was very kind of him to send the flowers.
We were deeply distressed when he heard what had happened. I'll tell you quite frankly, Mrs. Ashley, the President is hoping that you might reconsider his offer.
Oh, Mr. Rogers,
Hear me out, please. You see, initially, I was against your appointment. That is a very sensitive post. I told the President as much. But the more I learned about you, the more I think his initial instinct was absolutely right.
But I'm not a politician.
Some of our finest ambassadors were never politicians. In fact, one of them, Galbraith, was a professor like yourself, as you surely know.
I'm well aware of that.
Many of them were political amateurs. But they all had intelligence, a love of their country, and a reservoir of goodwill toward the country in which they were to serve. You have just the kind of image the President wants to project in Iron Curtain countries.
Mr. Rogers, I still have my children to think about.
There is a remarkably fine school in Bucharest for diplomats' children. They could learn things about the world that they would never learn at a school here. Well, please, do think about it. I regret to say that we have to have an answer by this weekend. You see, the President hoped that if I appealed to you personally, that's why I'm here.
I'll think about it. More pie, Tim?
No, thanks.
I thought peach was your favorite.
No, thank you. Just as well to make you fat.
I don't think Tim will ever be fat. Right, honey? Come sit down.
Don't sit there.
I had a visit today from a very important man. He's the President's Foreign Affairs advisor. He wanted to know if I might reconsider accepting the nomination for ambassador.
What'd you tell him?
I told him I'd give it some thought. What do you think?
I want to go. Can we go, Mom, please? I don't want to stay here anymore.
What about Little League?
I don't care about Little League.
How do you feel, Beth? At school in a foreign country, a country where we don't speak the language?
Well, it's really what you want to do. I wouldn't mind. Not now. I really wouldn't.
Tell me what to do. Oh, God.
I think that's just about everything.
Wouldn't you know I forgot to give this to the milkman? Would you do that for me?
Yeah, of course I will.
This morning I got this terrible feeling that we'd never come back here.
Oh, come on. It's a 2-year lease.
Florence, you think I'm doing what he would have wanted me to do?
I know it. Oh, that's Duck with the kids.
I'll be out in a minute. Goodbye, my darling.
Mrs. Ashley, how do you do? My name is John Burns from the State Department.
Nice to know you. My daughter Beth and my son Tim.
Hi, Tim. Here, let me have those bags. We have a car waiting for you right over here. Mr. Rogers wanted me to meet you and your family and make sure that I got you to your lodging safely. We've rented a nice home for you out in Falls Church, Virginia. I think you'll be comfortable there.
I'm sure we will.
Have you been to Washington before?
No, we haven't.
Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. If you have your baggage claim tags, I'll take care of your luggage.
I've got them.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
If you excuse me, I'll be right back.
Mom,
Yes?
do you think I could sit up front?
With Mr. Burns?
Yeah.
Mom, it's Lincoln! It's Lincoln!
It's humongous!
And candy!
I'm gonna go look around, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Well, I hope you find everything satisfactory, Mrs. Ashley.
Thank you, Mr. Burns.
And if you don't need anything more for the moment, I'll be running along.
Oh, everything's fine.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye.
Who is it? Who is it?
Hello? I am the bearer of good news, Mrs. Ashley. We have had some private discussions with the Romanian government, and they have no objection to your appointment. So all we need now is confirmation by the Senate. Is everything here to your liking?
It's wonderful if I can afford it. How much does an ambassador get paid?
$65,000 a year plus housing allowance. Now, you'd better get yourself some rest. You have a big day tomorrow. Can you make yourself available at 9 in the morning?
Yes. What for?
The President, Mrs. Ashley. The President.
At last. I feel as though I already know you.
Mr. President, forgive me. I'm standing here in the Oval Office. I'm just a little overwhelmed at the moment.
I know exactly how you feel. I haven't been here very long myself. Thank you, Stanton.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Please be seated. I hope Mr. Rogers conveyed my condolences to you.
Yes, he did.
Mrs. Ashley, we have a problem. A great many people outside this office, more than I would like to admit, simply don't think that my program can work. But we're going to fool them.
I'll do my best to live up to your expectations.
If we can make this work in Romania, we can make it work in other communist countries. And by heavens, we are going to do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't let them intimidate you.
I beg your pardon?
The Senate Foreign Relations Committee. They'll badger the devil out of you. But you smile sweetly and tell them without any modesty whatsoever just how wonderful you are.
Mrs. Ashley, you've been teaching political science at the University of Kansas for several years. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You're a native of Kansas.
Yes, sir.
And your parents were Romanian.
Yes, sir.
I refer to a series of articles that you wrote for Foreign Affairs magazine. Could you tell this committee the basic premise of those articles?
They are based upon the fact that several regional economic pacts currently exist in the world. And because they are mutually exclusive, they serve to divide our world into antagonistic and competitive blocs instead of uniting it. Now, Europe has the common market, the Eastern Bloc has Comcone, and then there's OECD. I'd like to see our government form a common market, with allies and adversaries alike. Countries that engage in a profitable partnership do not kill one another any more than individuals would.
Mrs. Ashley, I happen to know something about Romania myself. Indeed, ever since they turned communist in '46. Do you honestly believe that you can deal with these people?
If you'll permit me, Senator, I think you'll find that Romania wasn't actually under Russian communist control until 1947, when King Michael gave up the throne. And the communist constitution wasn't actually adopted until 1952.
Answer the question, please.
The answer is yes. I believe we can deal with them. I believe we must.
I suppose, Mrs. Ashley, you've done a good deal of traveling.
No, sir.
Been to Europe?
No, sir.
Just where have you been, Mrs. Ashley?
I've given lectures at the University of Chicago and a series of talks in Denver, Atlanta, and San Francisco.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
And you expect to represent these United States in a sensitive Iron Curtain country when your entire knowledge of it comes from living in Junction City, Kansas? Is that true?
No, sir.
No?
My knowledge comes from earning a PhD in political science. I've had 7 years of teaching that subject with an emphasis on the Iron Curtain countries. It's true, I haven't had diplomatic experience in dealing with foreign countries, but may I point out that 1/3 of our country's ambassadors are also people without previous experience?
Some people might find that very unfortunate.
I know the current problems of the Romanian people. I know what they think of the United States and why. But all they know about us is what their propaganda machines tell them. I want to convince them that the United States is not an arrogant, patronizing, war-hungry country. I'd like to show them what a typical American family is really like. After all, what's so terribly wrong in seeing us for what we really are? If I'm confirmed, Senator, I promise you I'll let that be known. Who knows? They might even like us.
Exactly. This must be quite a personal triumph for you. You expect to see the president later today?
I don't know.
Mrs. Ashley, Ben Cohen, Washington Post. Could I get an interview with you later this afternoon?
Right this way, Mrs. Ashley.
Nice try, Ben.
I do solemnly swear I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Mrs. Ashley, I am happy to say that you are now the new ambassador to the Socialist Republic of Romania.
It's crazy.
What?
Something really weird going on in this town.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mary Ashley.
Who?
The new ambassador to Romania. She's made the cover of magazines, newspapers. She hasn't even started yet.
Look, Ben, I don't like to bring this up, but I'm on a schedule here, you know? I'm booked for another party tonight.
Somebody, I don't know why, but somebody's giving her the movie star buildup.
So who cares? You got any ice cream?
Ice cream?
I love ice cream. Sometimes on a plate, sometimes in a cone. You like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
This could never happen in England. They never use rank amateurs, especially for a post like this one. I'm furious.
I don't blame you. We need a diplomat, and they send us the Wizard of Oz.
That's Wagner for you. Mrs. Ashley, won't you come in? I imagine you're very anxious to get started.
Yes, very.
You must be aware, of course, what a very sensitive, very difficult post this is.
Yes, I am. Acutely aware.
The president would be damned upset if you... Anyway, we're going to have to make an instant expert out of you. Our time's limited. You've already been marked as an easy target.
I have.
A single woman, a woman alone. They're going to take advantage of that loneliness, Mrs. Ashley. You can be assured of that. Let's get to work.
Bună dimineața. Good morning.
Excellent. You give it a very cosmopolitan accent.
From my parents, actually.
Nu intellect.
Nu înțeleg. It means I don't understand. I think that's one expression that's going to come in very handy.
You're going to do very well, Mrs. Ashley. Forte bene, forte bene.
Forte bene.
You will all have diplomatic immunity at your new post. You cannot be arrested for speeding, drunk driving, burning down a home, or even murder. When you die, no one can touch your body or examine any note you may have left. You don't have to pay your bills. The stores can't sue you.
Excuse me.
Go right ahead, Mrs. Ashley.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi.
What in the world are you doing?
Mike Slade. Nice to meet you.
I don't think that answers the question.
I work here. I'm your neighbor. I just thought I'd drop by and say hello.
Nothing like making yourself comfortable, Mr. Slade. They haven't furnished you with a desk of your own?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I have.
But you prefer snooping at mine.
I always heard that you Kanzanians were real friendly folk.
Tell you what, Mr. Slade. I'll give you 2 seconds to leave my office before I call the guard.
Guess I heard wrong.
And if you really work in this department, you might even consider shaving.
I used to have a wife that talked like that. I don't have her anymore.
Lucky lady. Goodbye, Mr. Slade.
My friends call me Mike.
Goodbye, Mr. Slade.
But are you enjoying Washington, Madam Ambassador?
Yes, very much, thank you. I'm afraid I'm neglecting my children.
Well, at least you've succeeded in escaping Kansas for a while.
Escaping?
I'm not too familiar with Middle America, but it must be quite tiresome on a permanent basis. All that corn and wheat and soybeans.
Yes. Yes, I suppose we are unfortunate in being able to help feed the world.
The way I look at it is that automobiles run on gasoline, but I wouldn't want to live in the oil fields. To be quite honest, there's not really that much to do, is there?
Well, I guess if you don't count the ballet, the symphonies, and the theater, which we enjoy all year, there's always the softball tournaments and the county fairs, and my husband always loved the fishing at Clear Lake. You'd have to say we raise more than crops, I think. We raise honest-to-goodness human beings. If you'll excuse me.
What you don't seem to understand yet, Mrs. Ashley, is that this town takes its rules very seriously. A lot of them are stupid, I admit, but we have to live by them.
What did I do?
Last evening, you broke rule number 1. No one, but no one, leaves a party before the guest of honor, which in this case was the Brazilian ambassador.
You see, my children were
There
expecting
are
me.
no children in Washington, Mrs. Ashley, only voters. You also insulted Mrs. Hart Brisbane sitting next to you at dinner.
Oh, not enough, Mr. Stuckley, not nearly enough.
Good morning. I shaved, put on a new tie. You like it?
You two have met?
Not really. I found Mr. Slade at my desk.
Mike. He's your new chief of staff. Mike's on the Eastern European desk. Usually works out of Washington, but it's been decided to assign him to Romania as your deputy chief.
I promise to shave every day.
I thought an ambassador was permitted to choose her own deputy chief of staff.
That is correct. However, in this case,
Then I'm unchoosing Mr. Slade. I don't want him.
under ordinary circumstances, Mrs. Ashley, you'd be perfectly within your rights. But in this case, the order comes from the White House.
Cheer up, Madam Ambassador. I have a way of growing on people.
Mike.
The new ambassador to Romania is taking Washington by storm. Her winning ways have charmed senators and socialites alike in a town that does not treat newcomers kindly. And in the process, she is personally demolishing opposition.
You mind telling me something?
President Ellison's controversial people.
How does someone like Mary Ashley dominate the evening news?
Don't ask me. It looks as if Mary Ashley is going to be a political and public relations success, which is exactly
You're in
what
charge of press relations for the State Department, aren't you?
Yes.
What gives? I mean, what's behind the buildup? It's beyond any normal sort of procedure.
I can't help you. That's State Department business. I'm just a hired hand. You might write them a letter.
Sure, sure. They'll tell me very diplomatically to go jump in the lake. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out a few things for myself.
Like what?
Like, what happened to make her change her mind about the nomination?
Here. This should keep you out of trouble tonight.
Don't you ever knock?
Here. This should keep you out of trouble tonight.
You're the most irritating, aggravating person I've ever met.
Why do I get this constant feeling that you dislike me?
Maybe it's your arrogance, Mr. Slade.
Now, that's redundant.
Don't make fun of me.
Do you ever wonder what people are saying about you in Washington?
I don't really care what they're saying.
Well, you should. You see, what they're saying is, what right do you have to be sitting behind an ambassador's desk? I was in Romania for 4 years, Madam Ambassador, and I can tell you that it's a stick of dynamite ready to explode. So what does the government do? Send us some amateur from the sticks to play with the fuse. You are an amateur, Mrs. Ashley. If someone were going to pay you off, they should have made you ambassador to Iceland. Never stuck for an answer, huh?
Sir George! Morning, Mr. Chairman. What a beautiful day, Sir George.
Thank you. Yes, it's lovely. Couldn't be better. You have further news of Mrs. Ashley, I gather.
She leaves for Bucharest on Saturday.
I trust it doesn't mean she'll change her mind again. Not now, no. Not with the husband gone. As a matter of fact, however, someone's been making inquiries into his death. Who? Washington reporter.
Is it going to be a problem?
Oh, not at this point. But we're watching it closely.
I saw her, you know, Mrs. Ashley. She was telly last week. She was charming. Charming woman. What a pity.
Hey, Ben. It's out of kilter. It's out of kilter.
What? What are you talking about?
This Cinderella comes out of Kansas. And all of a sudden they're making her into Jaclyn, Onassis, and Princess Di all rolled up into one. Every time she gives an interview, the reporters go crazy. It's like a feeding frenzy.
So?
So, I've been doing a little checking. It seems Mary Ashley first refused the post because her husband couldn't leave his medical practice.
So?
So, voila. All of a sudden, he gets killed in a very convenient automobile accident.
Ben, you're not suggesting that something...
Yeah, I'm suggesting. Ian, what do you know about the Patriots?
I never bet on football games.
The Patriots of Freedom. There's a group that surfaced in the late 70s when détente was going strong. Both right-wingers, left-wingers from several different countries.
I never heard of them.
Well, I got a rumor that they might still be around.
When you say right wing and left
I mean as far right as you can get. Both here and in Europe. Working with a dozen key communists.
But together.
Joining forces for a common cause.
What cause?
To kill the president's new program. To stop any cooperation with the Warsaw Pact countries.
But why?
The commies think it's a plot to destroy the Eastern Bloc. The right-wingers think it spells disaster for the West.
Ben, I know how tough it is for you guys to dig up a story, but I really think this is off the wall.
You got connections, Ian. How about checking this one out for me?
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Now.
Now?
Connors.
Ian Villers, Pete. Wonder if you might look up something for me in the CIA computer. It's a long shot, probably nothing there, but I promised a friend I'd try.
Yeah, well, what do you want to know?
Have you got something on an organization called the Patriots of Freedom?
No, it doesn't ring any bells with me. Patriots of Freedom. No, it doesn't ring any bells. Tell me, who wants the information?
Oh, it's Ben Cohn, you know, the reporter for the Post.
Oh, yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. Well, look, Ian, I'll tell you, let me see what I can do, okay? And I'll get back to you.
Okay, thanks.
This is a message from the controller for Angel at 10:15 a.m. Monday. Please contact immediately. This is an urgent message from controller at 2 a.m. Monday. Contact at once. Angel, this is controller regarding contract. Respond immediately.
Yeah, it's Ben Cohn, Mrs. Ashley. Washington Post. I have some very interesting information for you. Could we have a little talk? Yeah, I could meet you tomorrow morning at Foreign Services Institute. Say 9:30. Yeah, right. Yes, I'll be there. Thank you very much. Oh.
right.
Here, can you get this? Thanks. Ooh. Oh, hi, Mr. Rogers.
Hiya, guys.
I'll be right out.
Okay, Mom.
There's plenty of time. Your flight doesn't leave until 5 o'clock.
Stanton, I can't thank you enough. You've been so kind to me.
Well, I'm just glad to be of some help. Now, this is your diplomatic passport, black instead of the usual blue. And these are your credentials. You should read those through carefully. You'll find that every United States government employee in Romania is subject to your authority.
Huh. Does that include Mike Slade?
Well, you still feel the same way about him?
I just don't trust that man.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a feeling.
He has an excellent record. Excellent. He's a genuine troubleshooter.
Trouble, period.
Well, if you have any problems with anyone, you just let me know. Always available to help.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that.
It has been a real pleasure. Yes. And now, Godspeed, Mrs. Mary Ashley.
Madam Ambassador, welcome to Romania. My name is Bill McKinney. I'm your military attaché.
Hello, my daughter Beth and my son Tim.
Nice to meet you. Just come right this way. Mike Slade wanted to be here, but he had some important business to take care of. This is Florian. He'll be your chauffeur.
Welcome to my country. I look forward to serve you.
Mulțumesc, domnule.
Cu plăcere.
Cu plăcere.
Very good, honey.
Bucharest is as stately as any European capital, but behind the facade, Ionescu runs this country with an iron hand.
I see. What's that building?
The Ivan Stellian prison. That's where they put anyone who disagrees with Ionescu's government.
Really?
Madam Ambassador, your residence. Tim, that's not a good idea. That's an emergency switch. You see, if there's any trouble, if anyone should attack you in the car, it activates a radio transmitter that's monitored at the embassy. That little red light goes off, and we're able to triangulate your position within seconds. But don't worry. There's very little chance of that happening.
Did you hear that, Tim?
Yes, Mom.
Your resident staff, Madam Ambassador.
Bună ziua, mulțumesc, nu vorbesc.
We speak English here, madam. All of us. We are looking forward to serving you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got this one! I get the bigger one.
Oh, you can just put those down there. Thank you. Well, here we go, my darling.
Madam Ambassador, I'm Gunnery Sergeant Hughes. They call me Gunny.
Hello, Sergeant.
If you just follow me, please. Now, the archway directly ahead leads to our commissary in the basement, and right over here is our ballroom. This is where all of the embassy parties are held. And actually, if you'll just take a look right over here, Madam Ambassador, right up here at the ceiling, I'll show you what we call our ambassador's folly. It's too hot to keep open in the summer and too cold in winter. Some ambassador had it installed years ago, but no one seems to use it much anymore. Well, now I'll show you the conference room.
Well, I see that you got here safely. These are the people who will be your department heads.
Please, be seated.
Starting on your right here is James Hatfield, your economic advisor. Lucas Janklow, administrative. Eddie Maltz, political.
Hi there.
Ted Thompson, agriculture. David Victor, commerce. Colonel McKinney, of course, you know. Dorothy Stone here will be your personal secretary. You'll have plenty of time to get to know everyone. We are here, of course, to serve you at your discretion. You can replace any of us at any time.
Thank you, Mr. Slade. I just want you all to know that I'm looking forward to working with you and that I'm going to do everything possible to make our country and Romania the closest of allies. You realize I'm certain that I'm going to need all the help I can get. Are there any questions any of you would like to ask me? Thank you. That's all.
I know you haven't had a chance to see anything yet. There's a commissary in the basement, a pharmacy on the main floor. Of course, if anyone in the embassy gets seriously ill, we fly them to Frankfurt.
Why?
No member of the embassy is allowed to go to a local hospital in an Iron Curtain country.
I see. Which one of the employees here is with the CIA?
I think that you better come with me. Ambassador Ashley?
Gentlemen?
This is the bubble room. It's the only room in the building that can't be bugged. These Marine Guards are on duty 24 hours a day, and each one of them have been screened carefully. We don't want a repeat of what happened in Moscow. Excuse us? Just keep in mind, you are in enemy territory.
How do you handle that, not being able to talk freely?
We do an electronic sweep of the building every morning. We find their bugs, we pull them out. It only lasts a few hours, then they replace them and we pull those out.
Seems like a great waste of time.
It is, but it's their playground. We play by their rules or we blow the game.
Who is the CIA man on the staff?
Edward Maltz, your political counselor.
Is he the only CIA man?
Right. Why?
I like to know these things. I like to know everything.
Your Excellency. May I present Madam Ambassador Ashley from the United States.
My great country is honored by your presence.
Thank you, Your Excellency. This is my daughter Beth and my son Tim.
So, you have something for me?
Oh, yes, of course. Here you are.
I accept this letter of credence from your president. And I announce that you're now officially the American ambassador to my country.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
I have arranged a reception for you next week. We have a saying here. An ambassador arrives in tears because he knows he will be spending years in a foreign place, away from his friends. But when he leaves in tears because he must leave his new friends in a country he has grown fond of. I hope you will grow to love our country, Madam Ambassador.
I'm sure we will. Good day, Your Excellency. What do you think of Mike Slade?
He's the best. Is that what you wanted to know?
No. I wanted to talk to you because I feel the morale of the embassy is rather low. I wanted to know whether it's because of me or whether it's always been that way.
Do you want an honest answer?
Please.
You're a political appointee in an embassy of career diplomats. That's first and foremost.
Go on.
And you're a woman. Male career officers don't like taking orders from a woman. The Romanians are a lot worse.
I see.
And I've never seen so much publicity about a new ambassador before. It's made them against you before you ever got here.
Them, and I suppose that includes yourself. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. But I'll tell you this, Dorothy, and you may certainly repeat it if you wish. I am here to stay. No matter how anyone in this embassy might feel about me, I am not leaving until I've done what I've been appointed to do. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, is there anything you want to say?
I believe you. The agricultural, the economic, and the commerce consulates would like to see you.
What's all this?
3 new surveys and the wireless files on U.S. developments.
It's going to take me a week to get through all of this.
I hope not.
Their entire agricultural program is a disaster.
My advice is no more helping hand.
So if they don't buy farm goods from us, they buy them from South America. We can't let that happen, can we?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Come in.
Hi, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
Okay. It's really beginning to look like home around here.
Well, it's not home, but it's real interesting. I like it here.
Do you really, honey?
Yeah, I do.
I'm so glad. I'll see you downstairs in a few minutes.
Okay. Mom?
Yes?
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Makes me feel so good.
You better go talk to Tim.
Why?
I don't know. He's been upset all day.
Thank you for telling me. What's the matter? You can tell me.
It's spooky.
What's spooky?
This place. I don't like it.
Oh, honey. We've only been here a few days. Wait until you get started at school and you make some new friends.
I don't want to make any friends.
Tammy, you don't mean that.
It's too far.
Far? I don't understand.
From him. From Dad. It's like I forget him here and how he was. I don't want to do that.
could we ever do that? I mean, even if we lived on the moon, we could never ever forget Daddy.
Do you miss him still?
Every morning, when I wake up, I still reach out for him.
I want him back. I miss him.
I
miss him.
No. Americans have never understood. My people are descendants of both the ancient Dacians and the Romans, going back to the year 105 AD. Doormats. We have been Europe's doormats for centuries. The Huns, the Slavs, the Mongols have wiped their feet on us.
But you've managed to survive, Your Excellency.
And do you know why? Because of the spirit and the fire of the Romanian people. They trust me. I rule them well. Strong, firm leadership. Oh, Nico. Have you met my son?
I've been looking forward to it.
It is my great pleasure, Madam Ambassador. I've heard many nice things about you.
That's very kind of you to say that, Nico. I think you have a future diplomat here, Your Excellency.
A diplomat? Nico? Never. I have other plans for my son. Nico will be the next president. I'm Gunduri Marikuyal.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I thought she might give me a lift.
You don't have a car?
I let my chauffeur go home.
Why?
I thought we might have a talk.
About what?
Be careful of Ionescu. The charm has surfaced. Don't believe him, don't trust him. People have a way of just disappearing here.
You may think that because the man is charming, I'm going to believe every word he says. You're mistaken, Mr. Slade. I know my job.
For Pete's sake, lady.
Oh, it's been a wonderful talk.
By the way, I made arrangements for the children to attend the American school. The kids come from all over. The teachers are excellent.
When it comes to my children, I'll make the arrangements. I do thank you for your concern.
Good night, Madam Ambassador.
Good night, Mr. Slade.
Your assignment is to ensure that Mary Ashley goes ahead with the 4th of July party as planned. We've hired an expert, and you're to give that person any help necessary. Oh, and make sure the children are there. This should be a festive occasion. I believe that fireworks are traditional on the 4th of July. Mary Ashley and her children will be killed.
Someone here, right here in this embassy, who's trying to kill me.
I tell you what I'd do, Mrs. Ashley. I'd go home, right now.
Now you believe in what you're doing, and you must not let anyone frighten you away.